Welcome to Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered with Perry Clark. This program looks at mental health from unique perspectives and shows you how to manage your life by finding the knots that help you and stay away from the ones that could be a disadvantage. Now, here is your host, Perry Clark.
Hello all, and welcome to Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered. And as always, I want to remind everyone that this podcast is for education and entertainment purposes only, does not constitute working with a licensed mental health professional. Strongly seek out one in your area, whether it is in person or online. And I'll be very frank, I don't support the AI therapist. It's great if you need to have some reflections for yourself, but that doesn't mean you've actually resolved working with people. So that being said, we're going to do a slightly different format today, just because we're just feeling like for something a little different. And my guest, and as you can hear my guest today, we're going to be talking with Goddess Lakshmi, who I met and had a chance to listen to a panel they were part of when I was in Chicago this last year for the Onyx Blackout Convention. And after a very wonderful panel they gave, it's like, I need to get her on the podcast, and let's just sit here and chat. So Goddess Lakshmi, welcome to Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered.
Well, thank you. And I'm so glad that you're human and not an AI.
As do I.
Oh my gosh, you did not do that.
Oh, I do.
I am so grateful to finally be with you, Perry. People don't know the perils and hang-ups and hiccups that we've had trying to get this podcast. So we decided we're not doing formalities. We're just sitting down, two people who are friends having a chat about mental health. And the subject today is going to be caretakers. Who cares for the caretakers? Or
very
as
so.
One of the things that I used to say, there used to be the soul eater, and they would put food. This is old, pre-1700s.
Yeah.
And they would bring food all around the person who had expired. And then the soul eater would come and eat their fill of the food all around the person. And so all of their sins, sin eater, I apologize. And all of their sins were supposed to be eaten and they could go to glory. And I wondered, who eats the sins of the sin eater? So who cares for the caregiver? And I think that's a really good question to kind of banter back and forth about, because we were just discussing it could be problematic because you have so many loved ones in your life, and I have a pretty substantial amount. And I make time for myself. I have my therapist. She is named Nicole Glickman. She has her. Okay, she works for Henry Ford Hospital, so I don't know an AI in the world that actually has a job.
Yeah, my particular therapist is named Nick.
Oh
Nick
my
V.
gosh. Oh my gosh. My biggest thing is this. We neglect ourselves so much in the community when we're the caregiver. Now, if we are the takers, the take, they always flourish. All the time.
Because they're always taking.
Don't they? Because they always take it. They don't give anything to anybody. I mean, it's lucky if they'll give you the time of day.
Yeah.
And that's horrible. Interacting as humans, there should always be some give and some take. So let's discuss caretaking. Caretaking is anybody who does mental caretaking. They take a mental accounts. You have a loved one who might be suffering from dementia. Okay. Or it could be physical caretaking, where you have a loved one who has broke their leg or has some ailment like rheumatoid arthritis, which is ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you end up caught in this cycle because it's cyclic. It just goes
Mm-hmm.
up and down and up and down. What you don't understand is what does that do to your psyche?
Mm-hmm.
As the caretaker, you must take care. And we don't
Especially of
do that.
yourself.
And we don't
Yeah,
do that.
no.
We don't do that.
I know from my spiritual house, Risha house, my house mother told me this one story, and I've actually told it to a number of my clients.
Mm.
And actually, I think I did it on another podcast, about the two healers with the magic well and the buckets. And it goes that there's this magic well that has got this water with healing properties. I mean, it's not like gonna Ark of the Covenant kind of thing, but it's got properties to help you. And healer one goes to the well, gets a bucket of water, and then starts proceeding to every person they meet. They just give them a ladle of the water. No matter what's going on, they just give them that. And they finally drain the bucket. And before they can turn around and go back to the well to get more water, somebody comes up and has a problem. And they end up giving them the ladle. And another person shows up. They give them the bucket. And it just continues. And they have not even had a chance to turn around, and it's carrying them further and further away from the well till they're standing naked. It's getting dark.
Oh, my.
The sound of the wolves are in the distance. And now they are no longer a healer. They are somebody in need.
And see, that can become us, or we can become very jaded.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then healer number 2 goes to the well with 2 buckets, only gives about 9 ladles out from one bucket before going back. And they don't go that far from the well, but they never touch the second bucket because that bucket is for them when they need it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I love that story.
Yeah.
I love that story. I'm a fan of African proverbs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there are so many that could hit upon this subject matter, but my brain is going twirl, twirl, twirl. And my biggest thing is, how do we take care of ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
What is the dynamic? How is elucidate that for me, Perry?
Mm-hmm.
How would we, as caregivers, now I'm not talking about our professions. I'm not talking about being a clinician or anything. No. Just as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are educated. All right. So we know how to read a book.
Mm-hmm.
So how about read a book for fun? Ta-da. I have 6 novels right now. I'm a Gemini, so please don't be mad at me. I cannot finish. I have crocheting downstairs. And so
that, whether it's a Gemini or whether you got some neurospicy in there, honey, I completely get it.
I'm taking care
to finish.
Me. Okay. What is it that we can do in that instant when you are not mentally charged? What can you do? Read a book.
I know one of the big ones is and also been what's been said by Gabor Marte is empathy without boundaries is slow destruction. Wow. So it's practicing boundaries.
Wow.
And boundaries aren't about other people. It's about what you do for yourself.
And it's also
your ethical guideline.
It's also about what you will allow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I wish that they could see me, because what I do when I teach boundaries, I put my arms out and I close my fingers together like this. Mm-hmm. Okay? This is my boundary. Okay? This is my garden. This is my yard. All right? Now, I open the gate. I let you in. Okay? When you start acting out, or cost me my peace. Honey, it's time for you to leave out because my boundaries now have become shorter. It's not that I don't love you, darling. Go. I'ma love you over there. I still care. I'll send the potato salad, but I won't be there. I will. Because I have to keep my peace. And that is how we care for ourselves. And that's just in one instance. Boundaries, that's another whole day of discussion.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Caregiving.
Well, especially because...
Go ahead.
Because so many people aren't recognizing what their boundaries are, haven't been taught boundaries as well. I mean, I also have the classic problem of, the classic one about it's a line drawn in the sand. Sand can easily be striked through and cleared away, so there's nothing there. You want that boundary, you put it in stone. Because it takes effort to put it in, and it takes effort to take it out.
I hear you. Mine is a fence. And it depends on who you are, whose you are, and what you do with me, of what the fence is made out of.
Oh, yeah, Three Little Pigs kind of like that.
You understand exactly what I'm saying. I got the fence that's just a curtain. Come on, baby. That's my husband. Okay. That's the people that are in my immediate family, the love life that I have. They live in the house with me. Okay. Now that's a curtain. But when that curtain is drawn, my baby girl says, "Don't go into mama's office." And they're like, "Oh, no, this is her older sister. I have two girls." And the oldest girl's like, "I just got back and now I want to see my mama." She said, "Don't go into mama's office." Because, see, the young one's brilliant. The older one needs a little work. She opened my door. I said, "Can you see I'm in session?" "Oh, I apologize. I said, "I'm so glad this has a mute button. Get the hell out and close my door the way it was closed when you came upstairs." Okay? Because there's a closed door and the kids know they can come in because it's not latched. It doesn't catch the door jam. Okay? And then there's the solidly closed door. If you push on my office door and it's solidly closed, I'm doing something that is private. Right. And my oldest daughter knows that she's 45 years old and I'm done caretaking for her. She's 45. There's nothing else I can teach her, literally. There's nothing else I can teach her. I've given her the best tools to work with in life. Now, how she chooses to use them, or if she chooses to use them, that is up to her. And that's another thing. We don't know how to let go. As caregivers, we don't know how to let go. I still was trying to play the rescuer with her when she was 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I got an in-depth message from Spirit. And it said, "You will take your hands off this child so this child can learn life's lessons." And it knocked me down. I had pneumonia and the human metapneumovirus and something else. I had 3 different kinds of respiratory distress. Okay, I was in the hospital for 33 days. I went from a regular room to intensive care, back to a regular room, back to intensive care, because these infections were doing like this. And this is before the zombie apocalypse.
Right.
So it made me shorten my boundaries. I cannot buy her a car. I cannot see if her refrigerator is full. I can't, all the things that she needs to really take care of as an adult. And it's really difficult when you are the mother as well as the caretaker. It becomes,
Well, that you just brought up a very interesting point.
Go
How many
ahead.
people understand the difference between, yeah, there's your role as your mother, but that is seen as caretaker no matter what. Caretaker is something that is not specifically tied to whether or not you're the biological mother, biological father, the aunt, the uncle. You're taking care of them, but that does not mean you didn't have a life before they came into the existence. You had a life while they're there, and you're going to have a life once they move out. And ideally, moving out into the world, and I use that in broad
Right,
terms.
I understand.
I would say that for this moving out into the world, there's a place where it's like, you're responsible for it. One of my other spiritual teachers told me this, and it was about the point when I was 31, I think it was. I'm now 48 and soon to be 49. He said to me, you're 30. You're at this point, you are a fully grown adult, all biologically finished up. Now, it does not mean you're not going to make stupid mistakes. You're going to make stupid mistakes until you walk off this.
Of course.
What it does mean, though, is no one else is coming to clean up your mistakes.
And no one can sweep your floor but you.
So you've got to learn how to clean them up.
And you have to learn how to sweep. But see, I already taught her how to sweep.
Right. Which then becomes a problem.
I tell her to sweep all around the corners, make sure the door is open, get it all coming towards the door. If you want to sweep towards the inner part of the room, that means that you've got to carry that to the dustbin or whatever. It's even further. So your dynamic, I'm going to use that word. Your dynamic now is all over. Because you did not sweep towards the door and then sweep it out. Okay.
Right. Which then becomes that issue of those, coming back to our aspect of caretaking, those who cannot let go of the idea that someone else now has to take care of it for themselves.
Oh.
The person who wants to stay perpetually dependent is not going to be someone you will ever be able to successfully take care of. Because they're just going to keep taking, as we talked about before.
They say there is the sin of omission, and there's the sin of commission. Okay? There is the caretaker, but, once you get past that, you start becoming an enabler instead of a caretaker. Let me give you a for instance. Same daughter. And I love using my family because, honey, my family is all over the place. Including me. Okay, look.
Exactly.
I got my first hand up is me. Okay, I don't point fingers. My first hand up is me. So, she decides that she wants to move into a condo. And I'm like, girl, you don't have any condo money. I'm just thinking, she ain't got no condo money, but I'm just going, you know what? Look, let me button up my shirt. Okay, I buttoned up my shirt. I went to see the condo with her, and I'm like, oh, it's cutesy. She says, well, it's like only $9,000 down. Really? Oh, yeah, that's so nice. Yeah, right. And she's like, well, when can I get the 9,000? I said, when you work for it and you get it. She's like, Ma, don't mind me, sweetheart. If I did an itemized list of how much I've spent on you, I said, sweetie, I've done $9,000 9,000 times. Okay? You don't have another quarter coming out of it. I really like the place. I hope you get it. Ask them to come down for the down payment or ask them to run the down payment on the back end or something, but I will not be helping you. I might buy you a toaster or a can opener. Or, one of those infrared little dooflickies that you sit up on. I'll even think about buying you an on-the-counter convection oven, sweetheart. You get that little place and you cutesy. Okay? But she didn't get the place.
Yeah, well, she didn't have the condo money.
Okay, she didn't have condo money. You have apartment money, and you have 1-bedroom apartment money. Bless her soul. Bless her soul. She is really, really now working to be a functional, mature, sweet adult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not one that's carrying a bunch of chips on her shoulders and having a lot of problems. And I'm so grateful for Spirit that said, okay, it's time to lock it down. Because I
Mm-hmm.
would still be doing, Perry. I would still be doing. Okay. She's 45. I would still be doing. And let me give you,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, the difference between my girls. She is a taker, give a little bit.
Right.
Take, because I am the mother. So she's going to give a little bit. All right. My youngest is take, give,
Mm-hmm.
give. I'm not giving and I'm not taking. Mama, you need to sit down. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
no, baby, we need to go to that. We going to Chicago. She said, I have a job.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Functional, mature adult. I have a job. So you want to go to Chicago. That means we
Mm-hmm.
have to leave on Saturday morning and we have to be back on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, that's no fun.
Which always brings up an interesting aspect of how much is this, and even taking it back to the caretaker, how much is this also getting to the issues of abandonment and rejection, and the idea that putting those boundaries up will get you rejected or get someone to abandon you, and they're desperate because they haven't actually resolved that. And it
Oh,
is easier for
wow.
them to just keep giving until you get yourself in that triple pneumonia
Yes,
status.
exactly. And that when spirit sits you down, you're sat down hard. The
Mm-hmm.
sign and sign language for sit is this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And there's sit down and there's okay, like the
Yeah.
mama says, sit your behind
Yeah.
down. Okay.
There's
There's a
the
difference.
flesh is slapping.
Yes. And spirit will let you slide for a couple of 19 times till she's
Mm-hmm.
33.
But not forever.
But not forever. And part of my, uh, what do you call it? I don't even know what to call it. We're going to say my dilemma. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've journaled since I was in my teens. Okay. I journal. I used to have a spiral notebook. I'd write down everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I stopped practicing that. Like in my 20s, I was too busy. All right. 2 children, a husband, all of that, and the full works of 2 jobs. And
Mm-hmm.
it was, that was physically taxing as well as mentally taxing. And then in my 30s, I had some complications, health complications. So I started journaling again and seeing my first therapist because my
Mm-hmm.
mother told me Black women can't have nervous breakdowns. I said, Mother. She said, no, honey, we can't. We're too busy. She's like, no, you cannot have a nervous breakdown. I said, well, Mom, I got bad nerves. Because, she's from that era where you don't try
Mm-hmm.
to, depression, manic depressive. We don't label it as a disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We just say you had a nervous breakdown. Pull your straps by your boots and get your bootstraps and fix it. Okay. Coming off of postpartum depression,
Ooh.
going down. Everything that could go wrong in the pregnancy went wrong except the baby was healthy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Eclampsia, it almost bled to death.
Everything.
Everything you could possibly imagine. So it was just doing like this. And other people were taking care of my infant instead of
Mm-hmm.
me. So I'm saying all that to say this. I had to stop. That's
Yeah.
one way spirit could set you down and you don't do 3 jobs, right?
Right.
Okay, you might be able to do two, but you better pick which one is going to be your primary source of income because the other one you may have to let go, which I have because I couldn't get any peace. You can't buy peace.
Nope.
You know, I got a little bit of money in the bank. You know, Perry, if I could buy peace for you, honey, I would mail it to you. Special delivery, honey. Special delivery, Perry. Perry. Special delivery box of peace from Lakshmi. Gotta send you a box of peace, and it has sections. There's peace for the home, peace for the job, peace for your friends. Okay. Oh my goodness. If you are ready, you want to take a wee break?
Yeah, well, that also brings up some recent thinking I've gone with the idea of often the idea is, especially when we're in like various trainings and so forth, they talk about creating a place that is safe. Well, safety is subjective. Not everyone in this room is going to be feeling safe about every single aspect. And as you just pointed out, peace at home, peace at work, peace, family, and so forth. And I have to say, the same goes for the sense of peace. Peace is subjective.
So I really understand exactly what you're saying. And there's so much to that we need to unpack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Peace being subjective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So can we unpack that?
Oh, yeah. Because that also plays into taking care of the caretaker.
All right. So we're past 26 minutes.
Yeah. So perfect place for us to take a break here.
That's why I said, can we take a little break? Okay.
Oh, yeah. We're going to take a little break here on Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered. I'm Perry Clark, licensed marriage and family therapist, here with Goddess Lakshmi. And actually, what is your, shall we say, the letters after your name?
Let's see. Which was it? MS.
Mm-hmm.
AS.
Mm-hmm.
USCSAIG.
So with that, folks, we're going to be back shortly.
Thank you.
Discover the power of music to heal and uplift. Introducing NeuroVibe, where rhythm meets recovery. NeuroVibe fuses ambient music textures with rhythmic layers to create music that goes beyond relaxation. It's crafted to resonate deeply, perfect for relaxation, self-reflection, or therapeutic sessions. NeuroVibe invites you to connect with your inner self through immersive sound. Explore NeuroVibe today on SoundCloud and experience the transformative power of music. Tune in, find your vibe, and discover what NeuroVibe can do for you. For more information, check out NeuroVibe on SoundCloud today at soundcloud.com/NeuroVibe Brainspotting. NeuroVibe is intended for general wellness and relaxation purposes and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Explore NeuroVibe now on SoundCloud. Dive in, find your rhythm, and feel better with NeuroVibe.
Our lives and the world around us can get messy and frustrating. Untangle and Grow Counseling's focus is to untangle that mess and make sense of it so you have a good foundation to build and grow from. Visit us on the web at untangleandgrowcounseling.com. Perry Clark offers individual psychotherapy, couples and family therapy, and adolescence therapy from a variety of coping materials and resources. Visit untangleandgrowcounseling.com for more information.
Voice America is on LinkedIn. Connect with us today.
You are listening to Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered. If you have a question or comment about our podcast, send an email to pclark@untyingknotspodcast.com. That's pclark@untyingknotspodcast.com. And now, back to the program.
Hello all, welcome back to Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered. I'm Perry Clark, licensed marriage and family therapist, here with Goddess Lakshmi. And we're not going to worry about titles anymore at this point. We're just going to keep talking because we're still talking about the idea and issue about caretaking. And knowing those boundaries to take care of yourself. And in our break here, we were just talking about a recent little experience. Since where you live, it snows. And
So I
end up
had
taking-
I had to shovel snow, Perry. I don't shovel snow. I am a high femme. I don't shovel snow. So I came in the house and I fussed.
Mhm.
And I fussed at my husband. Now I expect him to go shovel the snow and he done had heart surgery. No. But I don't shovel snow. You could have paid one of these young men to walk some damn thing, shovel the snow.
Mhm.
Started the snow blower for me. It wasn't enough to snow blow. Now, you know I wasn't out there shoveling no 25 feet of snow. Okay. It might have been an inch. Okay. And I was expressing my frustration to Perry because I had to take the garbage out. I don't do garbage. Okay? If I cook, I don't clean.
Right. Someone
right?
else in your household.
Somebody
takes
else is
kind of
going to do the kitchen.
Is that responsibility?
Okay?
Yeah.
This is not my responsibility. Look. Okay? Y'all had fried fish, baked chicken, okay? Baked spaghetti. Let me tell you what I made, okay? Because I had a horrible, horrible thing happen over the holiday. And that is my meat freezer went out.
Ooh.
Yes. And so in order to preserve what I had to cook it. So I stayed up from like 8 at night until almost 8 in the morning. And
Was this the when we tried to record and the power had gone out?
Yes.
The transformer?
You see?
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah,
see?
that was the day.
But the thing that was really, really, really bad is I didn't recognize that the freezer had gone out completely. It wasn't just off because the power was out. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
Once the power went out, it just gave up the ghost. The thing is about 35 years old, Perry. It's a old, listen, it gave up the ghost, baby. It's okay.
It's had a good run.
Baby, listen, I've had it repaired twice. So I think I got my little $672 and some change out of it, okay?
Uh-huh.
However, I was so upset. And I'm just fussing and cooking. I gotta fry all this fish. And y'all not gonna eat all this fish. And all it is was frustration. And what we were discussing is if I don't get it out, it will eat me from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And cancer, a friend of mine said, cancer is nothing but repressed emotions that can never be expressed now because the time has passed to express them. I said the time has never passed to fuss. Never.
Mm-hmm.
However, the person that you probably required, needed, should have acquired, okay, and snatched them up real quick and gave them a good looking at, all right?
Mm-hmm.
They might be gone. And so it doesn't get completely resolved. Do you follow me? And then I tell I said, sweetie, I said, write them a letter. Well, they passed on. They're gone on to glory, whichever your glory is, wherever your glory is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They've gone to Valhalla. All right.
Right.
And my thing is, sweetheart, write them a letter and mail it. And they're like, well, who do I mail it? Jesus, God, Zeus. Okay. Let's do the Orishas. Yemwaya. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Shango. Okay. Mail it. Because trust me, if you put a stamp on that joker and you put one of those entities' name on it, they'll find a place for it or it'll end up in the dead mail pile. However, don't put a return address on it because you do not want it to return back to you. Some of my best healing was in letters that I wrote. Oh my gosh. Because I love to journal, but letters are almost like evidence for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have it on my computer. And now, first I handwrite it. And if it's one of those that is really, really, really nerve-wracking, it's just handwritten. It's never on my computer. Because Big Mama say, don't you write nothing down that can't everybody read except that in your journal. Because if anybody reads your journal without your permission, you're supposed to pop them. And I said, nobody would ever do that. I leave my journal sitting on the kitchen table. I know no one will even open it. It sits in the same spot. And I'll tell you how I really know. I never even thought about it, but this just hit me. I got $200 from my husband to buy some flowers this summer. Okay? He was over in Canada. He said, here's $200 to pretty up the yard and stuff because you know how much you love doing that frou-frou stuff in the yard. I like frou-frou stuff. I'm a frou-frou girl. So I said, thank you, baby. And I put the $200 in the journal because I didn't have my purse with me. And I set it on the table in the middle of the kitchen table. And that $200 sat there until I was ready to go. Well, I don't know where I went, Bordines or English Gardens. I went somewhere and got my frou-frou plants. Okay? And I was like, that money been on that table, oh my goodness, for almost 2 weeks. But that's how much assurance I have in those that are in my home, how much trust.
Trust. Exactly. Which comes to what I was saying was that just because you might have to sit through something doesn't mean you can't cuss. Doesn't mean you have to take it. You might have to wait for this to happen or, for this thing, but that does not mean you have to sit there and not express the frustration.
Get it off of you. Okay, so that you can protect your peace. Now, if you need to go to the gun range and, fire every weapon that you own, that's fine too. If you need to do the exercise route, exercise until, what is it? Flop till you drop or, lift till you till you swift or whatever. Do that. Yeah. But whatever it is, go swim. Okay? Boxing. Which that's actually very forceful and very therapeutic as well. But it's also good exercise. You have anaerobic and aerobic, okay, because you're moving your feet and then you're breathing, right? So you have all of these benefits from something that you're just getting that stuff off of you. Just get off you. I raised my grandsons. My grandsons are 23 and 25 now, okay? And they had a bunch of trauma because remember we said we were going to touch on trauma. They had a bunch of trauma in their little young lives. So I literally almost broke away from everybody and everything and kept them in a secluded bubble for a while because they had LEPs and DEP. They had so many things going on. School wasn't right because of the trauma they had gone through. Home wasn't right. And let me say this, please, loud and clear. Children need help sometimes too. My oldest and my youngest grandson, both. I had them both in therapy.
Yeah, because they've got to learn how to, let alone express it, but before you even get to the experiencing it. And if you can't help them learn to do that, some therapy can help with that. But it needs to be, the process needs to exist.
Right.
And there comes even back to one of the things we were just talking about with this is the standpoint of how many women, especially Black women, sit and suffer in silence.
Woo!
And that shortens their life expectancy.
That is exactly where I was going to go. My mom said that Black women cannot have nervous breakdowns. We're too busy. Pick yourself up, pull your bootstraps together. Oh, it's just the baby blues. No, it's called postpartum depression. And it's a very serious issue that can lead to death.
Yep.
So let's get some help way before. Matter of fact, let's pick our therapist before our child is born. How about that?
Very
I
much so.
think
And
that's
also,
very good. I think that's very good advice.
and additionally, the whole aspect of postpartum depression is something that happens everywhere on this planet. It is not
Thank
unique
you.
to any one
Thank you. Not one
culture
creed,
or
not
race.
one
It is,
race, not one. No, it's not.
it's part of that biological mechanism in all humans.
Exactly.
And men have a variant too, which doesn't
They
appear
do.
the same way.
Oh, and say that again, please, sir, for those in the
Men
cheap
have a
seats.
variant too. It just does not appear the same way.
I will tell you that when the mother, you know how they say happy wife, happy life or whatever, but when the mother is down and blue and there's a household with a baby and other children and a husband, okay, or any variant of the family unit, please do not get me stuck because a husband does not have to be male or female. A husband can be a they, them, honey. All right. But they are in the role of the
Caretaking.
caretaker. Come on with it. Come on with it.
All caretaking.
Come on with it. See?
Doesn't care what.
I do the circle with me. Come on, circle with me. We'll get back there. We'll get back there. Come on, circle with me. Circle with me, y'all. Circle with me. You know, we have hurt. No, wrong way. Hurt, scared, angry, sad, and happy. Okay? And with these emotions and with this hand, because I'm using my hand and the baby finger starts, that's where the hurt is. Okay? But it can be blown out of proportion. I mean, did you see that big toe on I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? Could you imagine your pinky toe? Your pinky toe is that big. Okay? Because somebody been stepping on your toe repeatedly because you refuse to set boundaries.
Yep.
Okay? And other people can't set boundaries for you.
Well, and especially kids are learning how to set them.
Thank you.
The one who determines so much of that is still the adults.
And that is
because the adult is responsible for maintaining the overall environment.
Well, I was so blessed. Spirit was just so kind during that rough patch in my household because I found a Black male therapist for the boys. So they had a role model because their father no longer was around because the court said no. The mother was not around because the court said no. Okay? Because they needed to get through this trauma and they needed to be processed and go through the foster care system and all that stuff. I said, my grandchildren are not going to foster care. Well, yes, you're the foster care mother. I'm not a foster mother. And they were like, well, we're going to write you a check. I don't want your money. I don't want your money. These are my grandchildren. You do not have to worry about them. Well, at least take the health care. Oh, wait a minute. I apologize. I do need something. I do need that little blue card, that little green card. Right. Okay, I need a card. Any card, give me a card. Okay, it could be the Jack of Spades. I don't care. Give me a card, please, for both of these children because both of them are asthmatic. And an inhaler costs $322.96. Whoo! When they said that, because I said, don't worry about it. I'll just pay for it this time. Because the card had expired and they hadn't sent it. When that pharmacist told me how much that inhaler, I'm thinking, $60, $80. I would have fussed. I would have fussed about $80. I'm not paying $300. And that was then. This is now. Can you imagine what people have to go through now? My heart just breaks for people who cannot get what they require in order to stay healthy. And then that plays on your peace again.
And your ability to be able to maintain the boundaries you need to maintain your peace, as well as caretake for those that can be caretaked.
Now, there's the uncaretakeable. Let's start there. Let's talk about that.
Yes.
Let's talk about
Well, I think that's one of the big things, too.
Enabling someone is a big, humongous, there is a big, huge difference between being the help meet for someone. That's where help and meet come together and help meet. Okay. I'll help you make ends meet. This is where this comes from. Okay. I'll help you meet your requirements. Okay. Those things are okay. But when you get to the point that you are doing everything, and then you're calling their job because they won't get out of bed. Okay, for whatever reason, because they're in a massive depression, because they are, that is no longer caregiving, that is enabling.
No, yeah.
Okay, you need to get up and go see a therapist. Okay, at the very least, get up and wash your tail and go downstairs and have a sandwich. Okay, because they haven't eaten in 4 days or 5 days or 19 days or whatever it is, because they just couldn't get out of bed. And you know that prognosis, you know what that is.
Yeah, well, but I think it's also getting the standpoint of people not accepting that one of the possibilities that can exist is someone is unable to want to take care of themselves. That stays in that standpoint of wanting to be taken care of. That
so we go back to the takers. Okay,
and the idea that possibility does not exist isn't part of how the universe works. If you're going to talk about there's possibilities, guess what? That's one of the possibilities.
Thank you. It really is. Really, not in my house, but it really is.
But in this larger scheme
I am teasing because I think at one point my oldest daughter really was there. And I called one of my therapist friends, and I'm like, baby, I need to send my daughter over there. Because she would never have done it for herself. Okay. And fortunately, we have a crisis center here that is maybe 1.5 miles from my home. So I am very grateful. And my friend works there. And I shifted my oldest child, Scooch, go. Here's the keys to my car. And you better go from there to here and from here to there. Unless they give you a prescription, and then you go from there to the prescription place and then here. And they gave her a prescription. Okay?
Yeah.
And I think that was her first round was Paxil. Paxil was her first round. And then her second round was Zoloft. And the third round, which was a charm, was the Wellbutrin. Okay, and we're not going to get into the benefits and the disadvantages of drugs. I'm just saying, people, we're Black and we believe in mental health care. All right?
Yeah.
We're Black and we believe in taking care of ourselves.
Which will be counter to the narrative that we're not going to complain. We're just going to sit here and suffer in silence. We're going to find the ways to take care of ourselves because we matter.
We are important. I have a godchild, and ever since she was born, I taught her to say, I'm intelligent, I'm important, and I'm worthy. Bless you.
Thank you.
So, the biggest hurdle that we in our culture have to deal with, well, there are two. One is apathy. Okay. And the other is a little bit more insidious because it's complacency.
Right.
Okay. I've done this way for the last 19 years, girl. I'm going to do this way now. But, Ma, why do you do this way?
Right.
Let me tell you, bless you. Let me tell you a story. You're allergic to me.
Well, right now it's also raining heavy, so I'm sure there's some molds
Oh, I am
in the air
too.
at the
Yes.
moment.
Well, I hope that you succeed in getting rid of that sneeze. So think about going through a door.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're going through the door, and I'm sure that you have a bag of some sort because you're
Mm-hmm.
traveling.
Mm-hmm.
However, the bag has a hole in it.
Yep.
And you keep on walking and keep on walking and keep on walking and keep on walking. And as you are approaching your destination, you realize that your bag has a hole in it. And all of the contents of your bag, that's your bag, has
Mm-hmm.
been strewn all over the street. And nobody said to you, it's been strewn all over the street. They were just picking it up and taking, picking it up
Right.
and taking. Okay? And then there's this, like I said, the set in their ways. Here's that story. My mom, and this is just a story, people. This is not what really happened. Let's say my mom, all right, she makes a roast. A
Mm-hmm.
round roast, an English roast, a roast, pick a roast, any roast. Okay? But she always cuts one corner off of the roast. Every 19 years, I done cut this roast like this, girl. I'm not gonna cut this roast any other way. Mama, why do you cut the roast? Why? I don't understand. She said, this is tradition. It has gone from time immemorial. Your grandmother cut that roast like this. And so I asked my grandmother, Grammy, why do you cut the roast? And I'm talking about a big hunkin' chunk of meat, Perry. I'm not talking about a little corner or some fat. No. It's like a third of the roast. And you know what my grandmother said? She said she cut that roast because the pan was too small back in her day.
Yep.
And so you have one and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Complacency
One is
and apathy.
Yeah.
You follow what
One's
I'm
the
saying?
complacency, one's the apathy. Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to start using that one
That's
too.
fine, but think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of investigate, and I've gotten popped so many times for saying why.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm the why child. I think I was supposed to be in this field because I say why. I want to know why my mind is like that. I didn't ask you. I believe you that my mind is like that, but why?
Right.
And with that, I can't be complacent.
Well, and in that regards, that's also why it is easy for so many people to get lost in caretaking till it destroys them because they haven't stopped to ask why.
Why are you doing that? It's because you feel guilty. Why are you doing that? Because you're a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to make up for the absentee parent. Guess what, darling? They will survive. Children are resilient. They bounce like bouncy rubber balls. It's okay. And if you see your child is in trouble, take your child to therapy. I am the proponent. Listen, there should be a therapist for every single person. Matter of fact, there should be two. Okay? Because there's the one that you could tell everything to, and I do mean everything. Shh, period. Everything to. And then there's the one you only tell your big problems to.
Right.
Okay? All right? So we should each have two therapists, and the babies should have a baby therapist, adolescent. Oh gosh, they need adolescent therapy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then young adult therapy, and then mature adult therapy,
Right.
So we can just balance this all out and protect our peace all at the same time.
And our peace is a constant evolving journey.
Ooh, I love that. And I'm going to use that one.
Oh, please do.
Because I tell you, If we could just take a moment and look back over the time we've wasted worrying, or the times that we have done for other people when we should have been doing for ourselves.
Well, as a friend of mine put it in conversation about another matter, personal one, he goes back to the Billie Holiday song, God Bless the Child.
That has their own.
That has their own.
Because then the boundaries come in and you can decide how much you want to share. But don't be like the first water bearer.
The first healer.
The first healer who's a water bearer in the bucket and then he's naked. And no, don't be like that. Yeah. Be like the second healer. I have a bucket for myself. No, baby, you can't. I don't have any more water. Nope. Excuse me.
You can wait till I come back.
I'll be back. I promise you I'll be back. But right now, no, darling. I do appreciate the fact that you are thirsty. However, I will be thirsty if I don't keep water for myself.
Yep.
And we're back. Who eats the sins of the sin eater? So that is full circle.
Full circle. So, Goddess Lakshmi, I want to thank you for being on our podcast, which, I'm going to be frank, this is coming out for Black History Month, whether or not our government decides to continue to recognize it or not. It's coming out for February.
Well, we can recognize it,
and we exist all year round.
We can, Black history happens every single day.
Exactly, and it's constantly evolving as well, too. So, we're going to be here for that, and that's one of the things to remember as you listen this month of February and as it goes on, because this episode will always be online so long as I can keep it online for everyone to listen to.
Oh, my goodness.
Caretake.
Bless your heart.
Understand caretaking.
Caretaking. Give yourself some care, people. We love you. We will talk with you again at another time with Perry. I love informal conversations.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be doing another one of these.
Okay.
Definitely on that. All right, folks. Take care. Hope you enjoy the rest of February, and we'll see you later.
Thank you for tuning in for Untying Knots, Minds and Souls Untethered. Be sure to join your host, Perry Clark, for another episode on the podcast coming soon on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Discover the power of music to heal and uplift. Introducing NeuroVibe, where rhythm meets recovery. NeuroVibe fuses ambient music textures with rhythmic layers to create music that goes beyond relaxation. It's crafted to resonate deeply, perfect for relaxation, self-reflection, or therapeutic sessions. NeuroVibe invites you to connect with your inner self through immersive sound. Explore NeuroVibe today on SoundCloud and experience the transformative power of music. Tune in, find your vibe, and discover what NeuroVibe can do for you. For more information, check out NeuroVibe on SoundCloud today at soundcloud.com/NeuroVibe Brainspotting. NeuroVibe is intended for general wellness and relaxation purposes and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Explore NeuroVibe now on SoundCloud. Dive in, find your rhythm, and feel better with NeuroVibe.